Now let's take a look at creating an XML document, and let's talk about the basic structure of the document. Just a couple of things that you really need to keep straight here. First of all, notice I've opened Notepad. I'm going to use Notepad throughout the course. I'll show you some other editors in a different video that you may or may not want to use, but for now we'll do Notepad. One reason I want to use Notepad, it's very simple, but it really drives it home with you that you're working with text data. All XML is text data. First thing we're going to do in our XML document is set up a special instruction to tell whoever's going to consume this document that this is an XML document. So we put our less than sign, a question mark, the word XML, or the letters XML, and then we put the version number. This is important. A couple of things are important here. First of all, anytime I put an attribute in a tag, I must put double quotes around that attribute. Anything after the equal sign should have double quotes. Very important, because XML syntax requires it. Now notice this tag started and ended with a question mark, and that makes it a special direction. We'll talk about those a little bit more later. Now, right now, this really doesn't do anything. XML is only out in version 1.0. When a new version comes out, and it should be out very soon, this will be very important because the various XSLT tools, the different parsers and so forth, will check this number before parsing to make sure that it does the right thing with the structure based on the version. Now, after I set up my special description up there, every XML document has to have a root element. Okay, and so I'm going to create a list of people, and so notice what I'm going to do, and to make it easy, I'm going to make it look like some of the editors will. I will open and close people. That is my root element. Now I'll click here and hit return a few times and spread it out. Now this is the XML document. All the data and anything else in here must go between these two tags because that's my root. That tells it where to stop and start. So I'll put some space in here and type husband, and I'll put my name, then I'll close the tag. Okay, now at this point, I've got a finished document. So notice I've called it VTC example XML, all files, and I'll save it. I already have one out there on the desktop, so I'll overwrite it. Now notice if I open, and right here it is. If I double click this and Internet Explorer, it comes up. This is a perfectly fine XML document, very simple. Here is my root element, and then this one is contained and nested inside it. Now the nesting is very important. If I move husband outside of people, they're no longer nested properly. And if I save this and try to open it, pay close attention to the error message that I received. It says end tag people does not match the start tag husband. Whoa, that's a clue. Wait a minute, clown, you've got it messed up. It's trying to match people with husband, and that don't work. So what you'll have to do is make sure that you get these in the proper order. Okay, that will fix that. So now if I try to open it, everything's fine. Now I can add more people in here. Let's say, for example, that I want to add neighbor. Got a neighbor. Now properly nested, husband open and closed, neighbor open and closed. If I save that, notice, not a problem. This will open and run just fine. Now, what if I want to nest something else inside these? Well, what I'm going to have to do is make them containers. So let's say inside husband, I want to add something else. So I'll just add some room here. I'll have to lose mark. And inside husband, I'll add another tag called name. Okay, notice, and then I can put an age tag in here as well. Okay, age 45. I know I sound a lot younger than that. I know you're shocked. So, some of you are thinking you sound a lot older than that to me. So let's open that. And notice now, again, this is fine. We've nested, properly nested everything. And so now we've got a husband and a neighbor. And on the husband, we've got name and age. Now I can change neighbor if I wanted to make it a little bit more consistent. So that's the basics on it. One more thing, let me show you. These tags are case sensitive. A little bit later on in a different video, I'm going to show you 5 commandments for building these documents. Notice if I save this and try to run it with different cases on this one tag, it throws an error. It says, wait a minute, end tag neighbor doesn't match the start tag neighbor. So case sensitivity will drive you nuts, and if you're coming from an HTML world, you'll just have to get used to it. A lot more picky than HTML. That's the basic structure of an XML document, and we'll go over all the individual pieces of this in a future video. But for now, take what you've seen in this video. This is the way to build simple XML documents. Always think root element, everything else properly nested, and you'll be fine.